Hello, my name is Edwin.
What up? This is Jeff.
Hey, howdy, hey, and this is Frantic. Welcome to Tilted Not Stirred, everyone. Hello, hello. What is going on?
Chilling.
It's another day of recording. This is September 27th, 2022. We're almost, the year's almost over. Holy shit.
Well, have you guys been to Costco lately?
I have not.
They already got the Christmas stuff out. It's basically the end of the year.
What? Halloween
What
hasn't
the-
even passed yet. What is this?
It's not even
Yeah.
October yet, and they already got the Christmas
Dude,
stuff
The
out.
holiday season starts earlier every year.
Dude, the fucking marketing machine is on one. Dude, there's like two very prominent holidays before then.
Yep, and I don't know if you guys heard about this too, but I believe Amazon is doing like another Prime Day type thing in October, and I believe Target as well.
Because they make
So-
too much money off of that shit.
Well, they like to say that like they're trying to get ahead of it because people are on tighter budgets and blah blah blah. But I'm sure it's just them trying to squeeze that little bit of money out before you're able to holiday shop, I guess.
Yeah, bitches go crazy over them discounts, even though they're
The same
non-existent.
shit.
They raise the price beforehand and then discount it the day of.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? It's nothing personal. It's business, alright?
Fucking hate business. Speaking of business, right? I got a new phone.
A new phone. And it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
iPhone, right?
No, fuck no.
What
It's the
hell?
Samsung
What'd you
Galaxy
get?
S22 Ultra.
Wow. Get out of here.
Shit's a monster. Shit is a monster.
No, boo.
Actually, let me tell you about these specs, dog. 108 megapixel camera.
Oh my god, what a nerd. Get out
Dude.
of here.
I
What?
was sitting across the room and I could read a paper typed in 11 font. From
Wait, you
across
took a
the room.
picture of a piece of paper and you can zoom in?
And I could zoom in so much so that I can read what it says. That shit's incredible.
It's actually kind of wild.
Shit's incredible. But
You said
anyways,
how-
yeah,
you
this
said
new
how,
phone,
wait, how many megapixels was that?
108, and the next best
108.
camera is 50 megapixels. That's
Fuck.
great. That's crazy.
Wait, didn't I say that the iPhone 14 is 48?
Yeah, but the Samsung Galaxy S22 Plus has 50.
And then
So-
yours has 100. That's
It's absurd. I was telling my coworkers about the 40 megapixel front camera, right? The selfie camera. And they were like, "We do not want that type of fidelity." Like they're-
people throw a filter on it anyway.
they're both girls and they're like, that would just destroy our confidence. They said they did not want selfies that were fucking crazy K.
Well,
But
that's hey man, they give it then they take it, and people will throw a filter on anyway. So at the end of the day, what's the difference?
yeah, and, even if you use an app, right? Apple paid more for it, so your pictures gonna get fudged
yeah,
up.
get shit on, dude. I
Yeah,
don't
your
care how
pictures gonna
good
get
your
fudged up.
I don't care how good your camera is. Your Android quality Instagram stories and Snapchat stuff is gonna be doggy.
Dude, if it's 108 megapixels and they just fudge it up, it's still gonna look good, I guess, right?
That's
No,
not how it works.
Those motherfuckers. But a thing that got me real tilted is these motherfuckers and the charger, right? They have a new proprietary system. They're like, oh, we could charge your phone in 30 minutes, and they don't fucking give it to you.
Wait, they advertise that this is like a very fast charger, but then they don't give you the fast charger?
They don't give you the fast charger. They give you the cable,
Oh, that's
And the-
nice of them.
and then the box, the power box, is $50. So fuck yourself.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, ain't that just shameless? It's like
fucking ridiculous.
it's a bullshit. It's that Samsung and Apple basically get away with when they don't have competition.
Motherfuckers. Yeah, at the end of the day, they're all fucking stupid and anti-consumer. But
Yeah. Well, speaking of anti-consumer, the topic for today is gonna be a little bit of that. It's gonna be just, I guess, maybe shameless advertising for film and movie shows, etc. We're gonna basically give you guys our thoughts on like all the bullshittery that's going on there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll that intro. So before we get into our topic, there's a couple of things that happened this week. And two of the things are going to be personal. Two of the things are going to be a little bit of news. So today I went to the gym. I actually just got back from the gym before recording. And I witnessed something amazing.
Oh.
There was this dude. And he probably looked like maybe like 40s. Maybe 50. Anyways, he had a huge gut and everything, but this dude on the squat rack had like 5 plates on both sides. And by plates I mean like 45-pound plates.
Yeah.
And for those that are uninitiated, with the bar that's also 45 pounds, that's 495. So it's like, holy shit, that's a lot of weight. And you know, he does them, he grunts, everybody in the gym's kind of like looking over, laughing like, what the fuck? Like, why is this dude grunting? It's a lot of weight though, so you know, it is what it is. He seems serious. Every time before he started the squat, he did like a lot of prep work. He like wrapped his knees and like he was serious about what he was doing. And then he added more weight.
Oh my gosh.
This dude added a 35 and 2 10s on both sides. So he went up to 605 pounds. I have never seen that much weight on a squat rack before. And this dude repped it for 2. He went 2 reps. And half the gym stopped what they were doing and started clapping for the guy. He went from this try-hard loser to all of a sudden an inspiration to us all.
This poor bastard just trying to get his workout in, and y'all are out here ogling him, and he's like, man, this is why I don't come here anymore.
No, this dude, between every single set, people would walk up to him and like fist bump him and like talk to him. And I think he was showing him he would show people stuff on his phone. So maybe he was showing them like he used to be a power lifter or something. I don't know what he was showing them, but basically everybody went from like laughing at the grunts to like in the end just giving him a standing ovation for 605 pounds. So I don't know. I just got the chills thinking about it. That was pretty. It was a little cringe at first. It was kind of like, you know, guys, if you guys go to the movies on like the premiere day or something and people start clapping at the end of the movie. I hate that shit, but that's kind of what it felt like. But this was truly amazing. This was actually amazing. So I was like, okay, you know what, we'll clap. You know, it is what it is.
That is genuinely an amazing story. 605 pounds.
It's quite a lot. And like I said, this guy was like 40s, 50s maybe, and like a huge gut, and he's out there living it up. Now something less amazing. I went to Gen Barbecue this weekend, and I already know that Gen Barbecue is mid. Let's be honest. It's been a while.
It's not that good
Since Gen Barbecue has been good, and I guess if you guys have any Korean barbecue suggestions or recommendations, I'm willing to hear them. I know of a couple of good spots, but like the bad taste that Jen left in my mouth was just, I walked out still hungry, guys. This is all you can eat.
No meat sweats?
This is all you can eat, and I walked out hungry. It was the service was piss poor. The meat was lackluster, and like all the side stuff. Because if you go to Korean barbecue, they'll give you like pickled like cucumbers. They'll give you I forget the name of all the stuff. They give you kimchi. They give you the works, right? Like it's just more side stuff than you can possibly really eat, and it was just pathetic. I normally never like want to talk to a manager or anything, but I almost was like, I need you to bring me the manager.
So I guess a recommendation. It's in Irvine, so I don't know how relevant this is, right? But there's a place called.
Hey, I'm willing to drive for good Korean barbecue.
It's called Baekjeong. So Baekjeong. Baekjeong. That place is pretty damn good. A thing about that is that they don't let you cook. It's just they cook it for you.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Yeah,
So,
that's good.
And their sides are pretty impressive. They give you some kimchi soup as well. Yeah, that place is pretty damn good. You should check that out.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, I will. But so Gen Barbecue, it was sad. I already knew it was gonna be mid, but I did not expect how terrible. Like,
dude, please don't start saying mid unironically, man. I hate Zoomer language, man.
it really is mid though.
Sheesh.
Sheesh. Oh.
Sheesh.
I cringed the first time you said it, and you keep saying it.
Dude, it's just bad.
Hi, Jeff.
Man.
There you are.
Jen is down bad right now.
It's down bad.
It's down bad. So I'm not gonna take food out of people's mouths and tell them boycott Gen Korean barbecue. But if you want a good time, don't go there.
But I mean, the service has always been pretty bad, Or another.
It's just a far cry from whenever it was good, or if it was ever good.
Let's just face it, guys. Jen is the Buffalo Wild Wings of Korean barbecue restaurants.
I walked out thinking the exact same thing you just said. I was like, dude, this is Buffalo Wild Wings.
They leave you high and dry. I don't know why the place has a club aesthetic, but it does.
Hey, you can't shit on the soundtrack, bro.
The soundtrack's pretty good.
Can't shit on the soundtrack.
The soundtrack's pretty good.
Jeff, they weren't even playing 2000s hip hop anymore.
They weren't playing the bangers.
Oh my god,
they weren't even playing the bangers. Out.
You Girl across the street is pretty decent.
I haven't tried it yet, actually.
I like it.
It's about the same price, maybe a little more, because you got to pay premium for the pineapple steak, which is the only thing worth getting at any of these places.
Oh, sounds good.
Oh man, I'm craving some bulgogi now, dude. God damn, some bulgogi tacos or some shit. Hell yeah. Damn, that's fucking. Well, I'm glad you're not gonna give those people the your business anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of you just gotta try it. My brothers had never gone, so I told them, you know what, guys, it's not gonna be that great, but I feel like you guys should know this place. And unfortunately, they knew them at their worst. Yeah. So meh, whatever. Rant over.
Speaking of unsatisfied purchases, right? I went to a Gorillaz concert. I've seen them 2 other times before, so this is my 3rd time.
Oh wow! When was this?
The Gorillaz concert on Friday.
Okay.
So yeah. So get there, right? This motherfucker, Damon Albarn, the lead singer, is drunk. He's drunk off his ass.
No way.
Yeah. So it was just slow music. Even the upbeat Gorilla songs, he made them slow because he couldn't hang, and yeah, it was pretty disappointing, to say the least.
Wow. And your other 2 experiences, like it was high energy and good times?
Yeah, it was super high energy, it was just electric, and now it was just hunched over a piano, making unslow songs slow.
Wow.
The he brought out like all these guests, which brought the hype. I mean, I don't know how much Beck can bring the hype, but he was there. His songs with Gorillaz aren't that great. Tame Impala was there. That's a hype song. He brought
Is
the
that
hype.
a rapper?
Tame Impala?
Yeah.
No, it's like a. They used to be an indie band. They're like.
Yikes.
Describe them for me, Jeff.
Dude, I don't know who they are.
You know who Tame Impala is? Fuck.
No.
Neither do you.
Yes, it's like, dude, they sing "The More You Know" or some shit. I don't know, but yeah,
Okay.
Tame Impala. I don't listen to them, but
Okay.
they're pretty big right now, I guess.
All right.
Yeah, so he was there. It was pretty good. But it was a last minute thing. The night before, my friend's like, "Hey, I got a ticket for Gorillaz. I know you're a big fan. It's 9 p.m. But are you down?" And I was like, "Fuck." You know, I had to go to work and all that and figure all that out and then go. And then this motherfucker's drunk off his ass, so
Sag.
it was pretty sad.
Well, at least you didn't. Well, I was gonna say at least you didn't pay for the concert. But you
I
probably-
did.
Yeah.
120 buckaroos.
Well, there it is.
Yeah.
I also went to the. I don't want to keep shitting on. I don't know if this is a product of getting older and
Dude,
just
this
being
is
like
tilted, not
critical
stirred.
of just being critical about everything. But I went to a Chick-fil-A, the one next to Ontario Mills. I had never been to such a dirty Chick-fil-A. I felt dirty just eating there. And Chick-fil-A is always impeccable.
Dude, a dirty
It's
Chick-fil-A?
always their pleasure. And they only said my pleasure once.
Oh my god. They weren't pleasured?
They it wasn't even my pleasure. It was not even their pleasure. Nobody was pleasured. It
It's
was
like
like
that story. So no
It
one was
was-
pleasured, dude. Holy shit.
I
Not
mean,
even the food was good?
The food was, it tasted like Chick-fil-A. So I guess they got that right. But man, oh man.
Shit.
It's just so hard to find good help nowadays. I don't know if it's Gen Z or if like
Oh my god.
I don't know, man. These kids just don't know how to fucking clean.
Oh my god. Hey man, we get blamed for everything as millennials. You shouldn't be doing the same.
That's why we're able to, because we got blamed for everything. So now we got to pass that blame down.
You gotta pass the hurt down. I
Yeah.
mean, shit. A dirty Chick-fil-A is unheard of.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
But anyways, you guys ready for some news? Some high octane, super exciting news.
All right, let's
Bring
hit it.
All right. So, for those who may not know and live under a rock, the chess world, yes, the chess world is shook. Has been shook for the past week. So for those who live under a rock,
controversy.
huge controversy. Magnus Carlsen, the best chess player in the world,
Perhaps of all time.
perhaps even of all time, yes. And there's certain metrics and stuff that
El Magneto.
Yes. So he goes by many names, but he is the world chess champion and the highest ranked chess player in the world. But anyways, so early September, he was at a tournament, and it's going to be very difficult for me to pronounce, Sinquefield Cup in Missouri. And he lost to Hans Niemann, which is like a young American guy, and he basically lost to him. And Carlsen, he was. It's unknown whether he's being salty or if he's just like, since he's like a chess god, he understands that like there's some moves that are just unnatural. He basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Because he's not saying
He suspects foul play.
He suspects him of cheating. He doesn't declare it outright because there's like legal stuff to this. Like you can't just slander people like this, especially in the chess world. But he sensed a bit of foul play. They weeks later they play again on an online match, and Carlsen, after one move, just straight up concedes against Hans Niemann. Just doesn't even want anything to do with him. Funny enough, Magnus, even though he conceded that match, he still went on to win the tournament. But basically, the chess world has been like just debating constantly, like, oh man, like, did he really cheat? Did he not cheat? And Hans Niemann, he has cheated in the past, and he has admitted to cheating, and he has been caught cheating in the past. And so Magnus Carlsen comes out with a statement. Just, I believe it was yesterday? September 26th. So yes, this was yesterday. And without really saying that he cheated, he basically was just talking about how he, like, during their match, he had the impression that he wasn't really tense or fully concentrating on the game during critical positions, but he was still outplaying him as Black in a way that he thinks that only a handful of players can do. And for those who don't really know too much about chess, basically if you're white in chess, you have like an advantage.
You go first.
You go first. So you get to dictate basically how the game is going to get played. And so he got outplayed while Niemann was playing Black. And so the chess world is going crazy. And after this statement, more people are just kind of like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Because the statement didn't really... Because in the statement, he also said, like, oh, like, I'm limited at this time to say, like, explicitly what I want to say, speak openly. Because I guess he needs permission from Niemann. If you guys were Hans Niemann, would you guys allow Magnus Carlsen to come out and give proof? Because your name is already getting, like, fucking dragged through the mud. And like, he's getting banned from, like, tournaments and shit. Or from, I think, chess.com.
Yeah, and if he provide, like, if you have to consent to getting
Roasted.
Absolutely, yeah, like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, if you're him, you're never going to be like, yeah, go ahead. But if you didn't cheat, you'd probably be like, yeah, go ahead, right?
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing, isn't it?
Catch-22.
Yeah. If he comes out and says, yes, go ahead, and he actually has something on him, then his career is over. Like, it's a done deal. You ain't walking back from this one. And then if he says, yes, go ahead. If he says no, and he'd rather just leave it up to speculation, then now he's just going to be, like, he's got to be looked at a little differently. Let's just say.
Well, I mean, are you going to get into the method of cheating? Because,
I wasn't gonna go full meme on this, but I guess for those who don't care about chess at all, maybe they'll care about this part.
Yes, this is the juicy part, dude.
This is okay. Fine.
This
I'll
is
go
the
ahead.
titillating part.
Okay, would you like to titillate the folks at home?
Go ahead. You do.
I can do so if you're too embarrassed, Frantic.
Jeff, please titillate the audience.
So the method of cheating that was accused on this person was that he had a Bluetooth dildo up his ass that would vibrate in Morse code to tell him the exact move to make.
So you saying this dude sodomized himself
to win a chess game.
Oh man. So basically the internet went crazy, and they've been the meme of Hans Niemann using anal beads to cheat against Magnus Carlsen has been basically the most popular meme for the chess world right now. And
did anybody hear him moan?
Was
he moaning in between moves?
I might have to look at the video of them playing against each other and see if he ever like bites his lip, or if he ever kind of like
Squeeges.
No, dude. It's true. It's funny, and I don't know where or who started the anal bead theory, but
The anal bead theory.
it's fucking insane. And I don't know if we're ever gonna get to like the actual. Because okay, so let's say that even if he does say, go ahead and check out like my games, or like, what do you have on me? It's one of those things like, how do you prove someone cheated without them outright saying like, hey, I cheated?
So you're gonna have to check everybody's asshole before they go to a chess match, huh?
Yeah, and like, so there are programs that you could put chess matches in, and then the program will tell you to what percent like somebody played in like correlation to the AI. So, for example, I think I saw that Grandmasters and Super Grandmasters, they like Magnus Carlsen, for example, who's the best chess player in the world. He averages at about 70% accuracy in his games, which is, I mean, he's the best player in the world, right? So players are able to go like 75%, 80%, 85, 90% even for like a single match. But over the span of your career, shit averages out, right? So Hans Niemann has a couple of 100% games, and he has like, I think I saw 10 games where he's over 90%.
Yeah.
So people are like, all right, like, you got the best player in the world who averages 70%. You have, I think, I know his last name's Fisher. I think Bobby Fischer. Anyways, there was this guy who won
prodigy.
He went on a
Fisher.
He went on a 20-game win streak, and during that win streak, he was 72%, and that was like the best win streak in chess.
And this dude,
And then you have this dude who's like getting 90s and like 100s. So it's kind of like,
if so, like, okay, so this dude's like playing out of his mind. Did he have a following?
No. So what happened was he was
a
a nobody in the chess world, right? And over COVID, he essentially like tripled his MMR, which is unheard of, right?
super fast rise,
Yeah.
basically, and it's very sus.
Yeah, it was. I think he averaged like 3 times the normal amount of games that someone would have to play to get there. Something absurd that he played like a lot. But yeah, like during this time, he was basically cheating most of the time. And that's why, like, when he came out and said, oh yeah, I cheated a couple times, well, like, this is just the ones that he got caught and he's admitting to, not necessarily all the times he cheated.
Yep.
So this guy's a piece of shit. Get him out of here.
Well, see, the thing is, you can't just
Innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
Get him out of here. Him and his fucking vibrating butthole.
It's a toughie. It's a toughie for sure. And you're the best player in the world, and like, your legacy is not going to be tainted by this, but people will look at Magnus differently if this isn't proven 100%. Because
how do you prove someone had something up his ass?
Well, I don't know, dude. That's just a theory.
A game theory.
A game theory. But enough about chess. As maybe we've lost like half our audience by now. Maybe they're.
No, I mean, that's some juicy news on chess.
We brought him back with the anal
If you
beads
weren't
for sure.
there, furiously masturbating to this story, I don't know what you're doing.
I mean, it's is that double penetration if you're getting mind fucked during a chess match while you got anal? No.
Damn. All right, that's a philosophical question if I've ever heard one.
Well, okay, let's get to the topic at hand. I had another piece of news, but let's just go to the topic.
Pujols hit 700. Move on.
Albert Pujols, Dodgers legend, hit 7. He's not actual Dodgers legends, but anyways.
Geriatric Albert Pujols hit 700.
700. And Jeff, would you like to explain what that is just before we get to the topic, since you brought it up
So
so
700
eloquently?
home runs. Only 4 people have done it: Hank Aaron, Barry Bonds, Babe Ruth, and Albert Pujols. Something we're probably not going to see in our lifetime again. It's pretty significant historically.
What a list of names, and Albert Pujols. That's amazing.
Yeah, man.
And Albert Pujols is nothing to
Albert
scoff at.
Pujols is well on his way to the Hall of Fame, Edwin. He is
Yeah, I know.
quite possibly the greatest right-handed hitter of all time.
Yeah. I'm not
Sheesh.
fucking scoffing at him. Like he's just contemporary, right? Like so, it's just one of those things that it's wild to think about, where it's like Hank Aaron, Barry Bonds, like everybody kind of knows those guys as, goats.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
the thing is, if you've been following baseball for as long as I have, then you know Pujols is the GOAT, and you respect him as the GOAT.
Okay.
I mean, sports are going to continue to evolve, and we're going to have better and better athletes, but our current generation of athletes are insane. We have Federer, who recently retired, and you have Nadal like crying and stuff, and it's like, oh my god, this is, for those who say that men have no emotions, like I saw a video of basically Federer announcing his retirement, and Nadal's just there, just fucking couldn't handle it. But
I gotta watch that.
You have that. You have LeBron James this season might surpass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the most points scored in the NBA history. So it's kind of crazy times, and Albert Pujols hitting for 700. It's like, there it is, another record. These records are being broken left and right.
That's really cool.
Well, it's not a record; it's a milestone. Judge is the one that's looking to break a record.
We'll
talk about that when he gets there.
That's another record. But anyways, the topic at hand, boys. And the reason why this topic was brought up was for two examples. One of them is Don't Worry, Darling, that just recently released this past weekend. I don't know if you guys have heard anything about it, but it's like it's a mystery thriller by directed by Olivia Wilde. So we'll get into that in a little bit. And also shows like Rings of Power, which is the Lord of the Rings show by Amazon, and you have the upcoming live action movie of The Little Mermaid. So basically, movies are no longer about good writing and about like just like amazing messages and like people going to the movie theater to go see a good movie. Nowadays it's just like we have stirred up so much controversy before the movie has even released that so many people are gonna go watch it regardless whether or not the movie is good. They just need to go see what the whole fuss is about. And this is kind of like the new marketing that kind of seems like what the Hollywood is doing. And I think it's pretty dog shit. So for Don't Worry, Darling.
More Zoomer language, dog shit. But
yes,
yeah,
it is dog. So Don't Worry, Darling, like I mentioned, is a mystery thriller. I'm not gonna spoil it for those who are inclined to go watch it. I don't normally watch thrillers, so the entire time I was watching the movie, I was at the edge of my seat, like, what the fuck is gonna happen? And then I got disappointed at some point, but that's okay. So, anyways, Don't Worry,
Darling.
So
this is a thriller, dude. But the whole trailer stuff was advertised as like everyone's just having sex all the time.
It's. I think I remember the advertising or like the trailers for it being like, this is 1950s utopia, and all the husbands are going off to work, and all the wives are like these perfect wives that stay at home and do all the things of back in the day. And then basically the movie is about like the main character kind of noticing that something's off about the place that they're all living in, and then hilarity ensues. But the whole thing about this movie was that Olivia Wilde has what's the word here? Did she stir up controversy over it? Basically, a lot of things came out about the making of this movie that, like, for example, Olivia Wilde would just, like, sometimes not even show up and direct the movie that she's supposed to be directing. The fact that Harry Styles got put into the movie because they were dating and not, maybe he did great. So, like, I don't really... The decision to put him in was, whatever the decision was, in the end, it turned out to be good because I think he did a good job. But so there's
was
those.
Shia LaBeouf also attached to this at some
Well,
point?
Shia LaBeouf was supposed to be the character that Harry Styles ended up being. And there was this huge issue over, like, people... There was this drama that people were not comfortable working with Shia LaBeouf, but this was all manufactured by Olivia Wilde, and basically this was her way of getting Harry Styles to be in the movie instead. All of this is alleged, so I wasn't there. This is just the shit that I heard. So all of this fuckery happening in the background of the movie, which then causes people to go watch the movie, and Olivia Wilde has not really directed a good movie. So for the amount of, like, hype that goes around this movie, for then you go watch the movie and you're just like, well, this is more, it falls
Olivia
short.
Wilde cheated, right? She also cheated on her partner with Harry Styles.
I don't know. That's tabloid talk. I'm
That
not gonna.
was- That's what one of my coworkers who loves Harry Styles was telling me. I don't know. Maybe I misunderstood that part, but
Did he send a girl a text saying, "Hey, girl, that body's like fucking amazing" or some
You're
shit?
smoking hot.
oh, man, that motherfucker had the audacity to want to name his child after the mistress. That shit is insanity.
Bro, we're slowly turning into TMZ.
Rich people are fucking
I just
weird.
brought it up for the memes, but we're talking about Adam Levine, the lead singer of Maroon 5, for those who don't know.
This motherfucker was like, oh my god. Rich people are weird, dude.
Yeah, they live in a totally different world from us. But so you have that example of, like, this new shameless type of advertising that is it that there's just controversy, and, like, is it just that people are nosy, or is it that somebody purposely feeds this information to the tabloids so in order to build up more interest for the movie, right?
I think she destroyed her life over it, though. Or her current life with that guy. Well, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, she's rich and her family's rich, and, like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I mean, her partnership with that guy who she was with.
So there's this this term being coined around called fan baiting. And fan baiting, this is just a word for word from someone on the internet that I think is pretty accurate. It says fan baiting is a form of marketing used by producers, film studios, and actors with the intent of exciting artificial controversy, garnering publicity, and explaining away the negative reviews of a new and often highly anticipated production. And fan baiting has been around for a while. It's not like it's a new thing. You have, like, the Little Mermaid that, you cast a black actress instead of a white redhead, and then now it's like, oh my god, everyone's up in arms. Or you have the Rings of Power, like, you have black dwarves, like, what the fuck is this? Like, people are gonna complain, and they're gonna, fans basically that are fervent fans of something, and then when it's being produced in Hollywood, they're basically making maybe casting changes, or they're doing something to kind of incite the fan base to, like, go ahead and talk about it online.
In the defense of The Little Mermaid, I don't think the people complaining about The Little Mermaid were ever going to watch that movie to begin with.
Yeah, and maybe. But now that all this conversation has started, I have a feeling a lot of people are going to go watch it just because there was so much talk about it. So fan baiting has basically been used since like 2016, 2017. I don't know if you guys remember Ghostbusters.
Which one?
Where
The
they
one where
replaced
the one where
entire
the one where
cast.
they came out with a all female cast,
Yeah.
and how much people were pissed, and they objected to like the poor writing choices, the sloppy script, the cheap alterations to the plot lines and characters, and people claim that this was all for the sake of shock value, which again is fan baiting. Same thing you get with Star Wars. Star Wars, you have like a strong female lead, and people are like, "What? Like this writing sucks." But then instead of, well, okay, so the strong female lead, it's not because she's a female that people were mad. It's because the writing was shit. But because you have a strong female lead, the studios and the producers and everyone will say, "Oh, you're just a bigot," for example. "Oh, you just hate to see women as lead actresses," when people are complaining about the writing choices. You guys see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but also like this not make any excuses for the fucking incels out there that actually do get pissed at that kind of shit.
There are for sure incels, and I'm sure that like because of their influence on the internet, they have a way of swaying, millions of people. But basically, this is kind of like what fan baiting is, and I do agree to I do want to piggyback on what Edwin said about how like like not everyone is like really criticizing the writing choices. Some of them are really just like conservative and they don't want to see things changed, and they might be they might have like racist intentions behind what they're saying, for sure. Like that is for sure.
I mean, Into the Spider-Verse, right? With Miles Morales. How many people freaked out that didn't know that a Miles Morales character existed? And now it's Black Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Hey, he's half Latino. He's ours too.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. But like before, it was just like, if for those people that didn't know that Miles Morales existed, it's Black Spider-Man. That shit's crazy. That shit's unheard of.
Yep.
But I feel like, I mean, it's one thing to like criticize a terrible movie and then have the excuse be, oh, because people are incels and racist. But with Spider-Man, that was a very successful movie. It won a goddamn Oscar, so I feel like that's not the best example.
Yeah, when it's actually good writing, like
there was
it's
still
good.
outrage over it. At the very beginning, there was still outrage over Black Spider-Man.
Yeah, for sure. But I think when outrage and stuff is met with like actual good writing and like a good movie or a good like piece of art, then in the end, people are like, "Oh,
people will watch it regardless."
This was great. Yeah.
It's only when things flop that the studio will come out and say, or like the actors will come out and say, "Oh, it's because people don't want to see a strong female lead or they're racist and shit like that."
Yeah, they can't admit to their flaws,
Exactly.
Yeah. So basically, one of the things about fan baiting is so it brings in a new audience, right? Who's basically who endorse movies and see that as a public stance against prejudice. So if there's a lot of shit online about how like the main character is a person of color, or they're a woman, or they're whatever the case may be. So people will go out and endorse a movie. It may not even be a good movie, but just because of the public stance against prejudice, they'll go ahead and endorse the movie. And it also allows the studios, for example, to, I guess, how like when people review bomb certain types of like right. media, like movies or whatever. So basically, you'll have a movie come out, people will bomb the shit out of it, saying like oh, like this and this and that, but because the conversation has been about like bigotry and prejudice, people will look at a negative review and then they'll just say, "Oh, well, it's because of like, racism is alive and well in America." So they'll cultivate like this like skepticism over the poor reviews themselves. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a way to hide terrible movies or to just bad reviews in general with like, oh, this person's just racist
Yeah,
or
and
this person's an insult.
you absolve like the writers of the movies. You absolve like actors as well. Just everything in the end just becomes not really about the movie anymore. Now it's all about the message. So we have I mentioned the examples of Rings of Power and The Little Mermaid. I think we also have She-Hulk as well, right? That Jeff, I believe you're still watching.
Oh yeah, it's a train wreck that I gotta keep watching, dude. I want to see how it ends.
I mean, that being said, like Morbius, right? Morbius, everyone knew it was a shit movie, but everybody went to go watch it for that reason.
Well, you say everybody, but it was a massive flop. It grossed like next to nothing. It was a huge loss for the studio.
Probably
really?
for the
It was a
people
flop?
that like probably for the people that go on the internet, like they probably like went to go watch the movie, but there's like a lot of people in the US that don't partake in the memes or in like what is it when things are hip?
The zeitgeist.
Yeah. Pop culture. There it is.
Yeah. Jose just posted something on our Discord
Oh, did he?
on smiling at
It's a-
MLB games.
It's a horror movie called Smile. I've been seeing a lot of commercials about it.
Yeah, so in this MLB game, in the MLB games, people are in the background smiling creepily. The video is pretty AIDS.
So it's basically to advertise the movie Smile, right?
Yeah.
Since I was at the movie theater this weekend, I saw the trailer for Smile, and I do not do horror movies at all, and I felt so uncomfortable.
You just gotta watch the
trailer.
good ones, dude. Have you ever seen Get Out?
Get Out? No, I did not.
Bro, you're missing out. Get Out is really good.
So, if we're talking about marketing a movie, right? And you brought up Get Out. You brought out Get Out, and the way Jordan Peele markets a movie is
I made this movie.
I made this movie. Yeah, it's Jordan Peele.
But
Like
to
in
be
the-
fair, after Get Out, I made this movie is a pretty damn good advertisement strategy.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? He says I made this movie, does not tell you anything on the movie, right? One of my biggest gripes in just marketing in general is a trailer that tells you every single thing that's gonna happen in the movie.
Marvel.
It tells you, it gives you a little origin story. Oh, this person was poor, then he discovered this thing, and then you get the
And then with great power becomes great responsibility.
he comes in mid movie, he's the superhero, and then and then he's getting fucking wrecked, and then he wins, and it's kind of like this fucking trailer just showed me the entire movie. Like I don't have to watch anything, right? Like,
yeah, they
I've always
basically
hated that.
show you all the build up, and then since you know that it's a superhero movie, you just automatically fill in the rest at the
Exactly.
end.
You contrast that with like Us, the trailer for Us, and it's basically like a family written and directed by Jordan Peele. Oh, this creepy lady written and directed by Jordan Peele. Us coming to theaters written and directed by Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
There it
And it's
is.
like that told me nothing about the movie.
Well, even Nope, right? Nope was the trailer I saw for Nope was literally the house for
Yeah,
that this
everyone's
all
just staring at the sky.
Yeah, everyone's staring at this guy bewildered. There's a guy on a horse, and he's galloping, right? And it focuses on the house again. It's all dark, and you hear this crescending, like, just this cacophony of sound coming down, and it says Jordan Peele super fucking huge, and then it says nope right underneath it in very tiny font.
I still want to watch the movie though.
I watched it. It
Okay,
was
no spoilers. No spoilers.
It was good. It was an experience.
That's all I need to know.
Say less. You guys got high praise for Jordan Peele movies. I guess I should watch them.
Well, Get Out is really good. Us is solid. It's just it missed on its message a little bit for me personally, but it's still a good movie for what it was.
So for me, the biggest thing that I have with Jordan Peele movies is that you remember watching Key and Peele skits, and they're really funny, they're really great, but they last a little too long, and they kind of lose the plot, and it's not funny anymore.
Maybe on a couple of skits, but I think for like maybe 90% of them, they're all on point.
I mean, I Said Bitch lasted way too long, right? We didn't need the space scene or me getting my sweater. We didn't need the desert scene where they're all dead.
I think the extra bit just makes it gives it the ridiculous.
Yeah, it makes it over the top, and that's what adds the humor to it.
I feel like his movies suffer from that, especially Us.
Us for sure had that, but I mean I love the pacing of Get Out.
Get Out was incredible, but I don't think he's ever gonna hit that again.
No, never say never, my friend.
But yeah, so, that's one of my gripes with advertising for movies, at least.
Actually leads me to a question. How critical are you guys of movies and shows? Because I believe that I'm very critical when it comes to food. I'll say everything is good, but when it comes to movies and to shows, I usually tend to be like, if I'm watching with the like others, I tend to be the one who rates it lower.
You want to go ahead first, Jeff?
Sure.
Oh wait, you weren't done. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, maybe it's because I expect more out of movies, because, like, you know, not to sound like a broken record, but back in the day, you know, movies had, you know, some really good messages, and the what is it called? The CGI wasn't so crazy, and yeah, maybe it looked a little weird because, you know, it wasn't like, you know, I feel like once the Transformers movie came out with what's his name, Michael Bay, and you had these crazy scenes, and now every movie is trying to do crazy scenes. I feel like that totally ruins a lot of like the immersion, a lot of like what was happening in a movie whenever crazy CGI happens. And I like a story, and even if there's zero CGI, like what's this guy's name? Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
His movies are fucking great because it's just a story.
Yeah.
And it's based on like real shit. But then you have
loosely based on real shit. Yeah.
Well, by real shit I mean like the things that are happening in
grounded.
the movie, it's grounded. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you have these movies that are ridiculously crazy, and you're just like, there's no way that I can relate to this.
The CGI on Transformers, I remember watching Transformers. Shit is like shifting and changing, and it's zooming in, and they're fighting, and I don't know what's happening at that point. I just know that at the end, I'm gonna finally understand what I'm watching. That was a sentiment that I felt way too much watching Transformers. It was just like some crazy intricate shit is happening that is just the CGI is not good enough for. And then it comes out and you're like, oh, okay, Optimus Prime punched this guy in the face. Okay, I get it. I saw what happened. I know what happened. I could piece together what happened. But in the moment, it was just ridiculous. But you want to answer that question, Jeff, real quick?
Yeah. Why not? I feel that I am a connoisseur of all things garbage.
Okay.
I am the man who enjoys watching Fast and the Furious. I love those movies.
Okay.
But I can step back and objectively tell you, they are terrible movies.
Okay.
The same with Morbius. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it was a god awful movie.
And I'm that person that will not see a point in wasting my time watching a bad movie.
Sometimes you just gotta turn your brain off and watch a car get launched into space, dude.
Why waste your time watching a movie that is bad when you could watch a good movie and get something out of it?
I've watched plenty of good movies, dude.
I know, but that's just
sometimes
the thing.
you gotta watch the bad ones to appreciate the good ones. That much more.
I mean, like I remember when I watched the Twilight series, and like, I get exactly what Jeff's saying. Sometimes you gotta watch the bad ones to, appreciate the good ones.
Yeah, I went from like watching The Godfather one day to watching Fast 5 or like Fast 10 and shit, and it's like, dude, you appreciate Godfather that much more after you watch Dom talk about family and drinking Coronas for the 12th time. Family.
Yeah, I'm like, and I probably ruin movies for my girlfriend. We watch a movie together. Whenever a scene happens, and it's like complete fuckery, I make a comment, and maybe I should. That's probably like a toxic trait of mine. Maybe it's like at the end of a scene, I'll just be like, I hate this movie. Or like, holy shit, that was terrible. I should probably keep those comments to myself while we're watching the movies. But yeah, like so like in a scene, usually like what scenes accomplish is like either you have character development, you learn a little bit about the world, or like it moves the plot forward. That's kind of usually what a scene is. And then whenever I'm watching a movie and like the scene does neither, like none of those things, it's like, holy fuck, that was useless.
Well, you brought up Quentin Tarantino, right? But Quentin Tarantino does that specifically. He has scenes that give you nothing. They don't progress anything. To him, there's scenes that are a slice of life. Everyday life. Everyday life isn't exciting all the time.
Yeah,
Right.
Most of his intros are just nothing happening. Like the intro to Reservoir Dogs is just them complaining about tipping.
Exactly. The Royale with cheese. It's
Mm-hmm.
just them having a conversation, right? Doesn't do anything for the plot. It's just one of those things that he just adds to make those characters, more. I mean, I guess character development, but at the end of the day, sometimes it's just fucking stupid.
Yeah, and I mean, and sometimes it's world building, but I mean, I think we can all agree that the movies are probably a little too long.
Nah.
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 The-
I loved all those movies start to finish, dude.
You mean the 8-hour version of Hateful Eight is too long? Nah.
I didn't watch the 8-hour version. I did watch the movie, but not the extended.
I watched the extended and I was like, damn, I don't know what they added, but it was still good.
I don't know where those 6 hours went.
Yeah, I don't know
but
where they
damn.
went, but hey, this was a great movie still. I don't know what new what.
I like that movie. It was good. But Jeff, you wanted to bring in your marketing thing that movies do?
Dude, yeah, it's just everyone's memes, dude. Fucking She-Hulk for sure is guilty of this, where they're just like self-aware and memeing about everything, which is fine, but that doesn't excuse how bad the show is. And I feel like it just gives the fan base something, like Frantic said, it just gives them something to rally behind of like, oh, this isn't bad, you guys are just hating on it because it's a strong female lead.
So memeing on itself, at one point does it become bad, right? There's memeing,
Morbius.
but then there's also like Deadpool, right? Deadpool
Did you guys,
is a movie
speaking
that
of Deadpool, they just dropped the first teaser today.
I heard of it. I didn't
That's
see
another
it, though.
Deadpool movie coming up.
Yeah, it was basically just Ryan Reynolds sitting at a typewriter in the Deadpool costume. And he's like, hey, I just wanted to let y'all know that we've been working on this for a while now. We don't know what the fuck we're doing, but we got one idea. And Hugh Jackman is walking around in the background, and he's like, hey, Hugh, you want to play Wolverine again? And he's like, yeah, all right.
Wow.
There you go. Meme. There's meme. It's exactly what we were just talking about.
That's how you do it right.
I think that's great.
Yeah, that's how you do it right. I feel like with a character like Deadpool, memeing is like what you do. Like, I think for the second one, they had David Beckham do a bunch of commercials with him because he shit on him on the first movie.
David Beckham shits on him, or
No,
Deadpool
Deadpool shits
Beckham?
on David Beckham in like the first movie.
Oh, I see. I see.
So they had like a commercial where he goes to his house and he apologizes to him and shit.
It's so like the thing about Deadpool is that since his character is about like breaking that wall, that fourth wall, it's like whenever you see advertising with Deadpool on it, it immediately cuts through all the noise. Like in advertising, noise is basically like all the fucking advertising going around you at all times. That's like all noise. And everybody, when you're putting an ad out, you're hoping that your ad will be able to cut through the noise and you'll have an engaged audience watching your advertising. And so for Deadpool, this form of advertising is like, because you don't know what the hell Deadpool's going to do. And then when he just does something like that, where it's just like, hey, you want to be part of the movie? And he's like, sure. You're just like, this is so ridiculous. I need to go watch what other crazy shit he's gonna do.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's fucking Hugh Jackman reprising his role as Wolverine, dude. Like, how much better can you get?
Is he old now? Is he still jacked?
He's
Maybe,
still
probably.
Jackman.
Yeah, he's still Jack, man.
He's
He's
still
still
Jack,
huge, jacked man.
What a creative name, huh?
Yeah.
To give yourself huge Jackman.
Well, I'm glad that he's jacked, or else the name would be wasted.
He's also ridiculously tall for the role of Wolverine.
Is he?
Yeah.
I
Hugh
know
Jackman's
Wolverine's
like
like
6 feet
5
tall.
foot. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Wolverine's like 5 foot.
5 foot even or 5'2" or some shit like that.
Oh, speaking of
He's a
short
short
kings,
king.
what's the cutoff of a short king?
I think you're a short king if you're below average, right?
So average is around 5'9", I want to say.
Like 5'9".
Depends on what
5'10".
country you're in.
America. The United States
You
of
probably,
America.
if you're like 5'8" and below, you're probably a short king. If you're above 5'8", then you're close enough to average to lie about it. Like I can't lie and say like, oh, I'm 5'10" or 5'9". Like, there's no way I can do it. I'm 5'7", so that's it. I can't say I'm shorter or taller.
Vanek, we're the same height, and I say I'm 5'6", so there you go.
There it is.
Yeah, my license says 5'10", and I think I lied sometime. I don't know.
You're not 5'10", dude. You're not that much taller
I'm
than
definitely not 5'10". I'm like 5'9", maybe 5'8".
My brother, the youngest, he's 5'11", and whenever he's like, he talks shit about how tall he is, I'm like, dude, that's some 5'11" energy.
me.
Because he's not 6 foot, and he swears he's 6 foot tall. He's like, if I wear Air Maxes, I'm 6 foot tall. I'm like, yeah, that's some 5'11" energy right there. Only someone that's 5'11" would lie about being.
If I
6
had
foot.
inserts in my shoes, I'd be taller. Yeah, so would the rest of the world.
Yeah.
If that chess guy, if I didn't lose, I'd win
There it is.
with a butt plug.
Well, that's basically all I got for you guys tonight. Do you guys have any closing thoughts to bring us home?
I mean, shit. What else can you do with a fucking vibrator in your ass and win at? That'd be kind of cool. You can take your test.
There's a lot of things you can do with the vibrator, Edwin.
You can take your test, your exams.
Just program it to give you the answers.
Yeah, program it to give you all the answers, or have the teacher's aid or whatever, with the control on the side, feeding you all the answers. But then your chair, since it's hard,
They're gonna hear it.
Oh yeah, what if you start hearing a little
you're
buzz?
just gonna hear your asshole vibrating. Huh?
You gotta strike a hey man, it ain't easy. It ain't easy to cheat. But
You
if you're
gotta
not
have cushioned
cheating, you're not
seats.
trying. That's what a wise man once told me. So
Holy shit. That's crazy, dude. Man, people are crazy.
the internet's
Alright.
something else.
You can reach us at our website, tiltednotster.com, or at our Instagram. You can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube.
Remember to join us to share your questions and voice your thoughts on what has you tilted, not stirred. Bye.
Those lines were fed to me by Vibrator today.
Oh, the outro?
Yeah. That's how I remembered it.
Nice. The
Very
dedication to learn
hard
Morse
lines.
code.
Hard lines to remember.
Yeah.